Let me be honest with you. Most homes don't look cheap because of budget. They look cheap because of decisions. I have walked into apartments worth millions that felt like a discount showroom. And I have seen small studios that felt like a boutique hotels. Believe me, the difference is not money. It's understanding a few invisible design laws. Today, I am breaking the silence on the rules designers never really explain. These are the 5 laws that instantly make a home look cheap. And once you see them, you will never unsee them again. Welcome to the Designerist. I am Ceylan, interior designer and architect here in Dubai. Let's fix our space before it fixes our confidence. But first, I would really appreciate it if you can subscribe and like. It genuinely helps the channel grow and keeps me motivated to bring you more real life contents. So, after your subscription, let's dive in. Law 1. Bad scale makes everything look cheap. If there is one mistake almost everyone makes and one that ruins a space faster than any other, it's bad scale. And the worst part, it's nothing to do with budget. It has everything to do with proportion. Most homes look cheap because the furniture is too small, too thin, or placed in a way that feels like it's a floating with no relationship to the room. When this happens, the space starts to feel accidental, like a showroom floor where everything was dropped in just to fill the space, not to elevate it. Cheap looking homes always share the same problem. Nothing feels anchored. You will see it instantly. A sofa that's lost on long wall. A rug that barely reaches under the furniture. A coffee table that feels like an afterthought. Artwork that's tiny, centered, and shy, like a sticker on a big surface. And your brain registers something very simple. This wasn't done with intention. Luxury is never random. Luxury is intentional down to the centimeter. This is why designers obsess over scale long before they think about style or color. Think about any boutique hotel or high-end retail store you have walked into. Everything feels slightly larger than what you have at home. Sofas with depth chairs that feel substantial. Rugs that stretch generously. Curtains that kiss the floor with confidence. Not because expensive means big, but because big creates a feeling of permanence. Tiny furniture feels temporary. Generous furniture feels anchored. And anchored feels expensive. The cheap version. A rug that fails to meet the furniture. A coffee table that looks lost. Curtains that stop awkwardly above the floor. Art that's tiny and apologetic. What about the designer version? A rug large enough for all front furniture legs to sit on. A coffee table that confidently fills the visual center. Curtains that fall to floor naturally. Art sized to own the wall, not hide on it. Designers use simple rule. If your furniture feels shy, your home will feel cheap. You probably don't need the new furniture. You just need the right proportions. So, what is the quick fixes you can do today? Choose a larger rug. This alone transforms 80% of living rooms. Pull your furniture closer together to create intimacy. Upgrade to a bigger, more substantial coffee table. Hang curtains higher and wider to give the illusion of height. Choose fewer accessories, but make them larger and more sculptural. Because in design, one bold piece always beats 5 small nervous ones. Law 2. Wrong lighting kills all luxury. If scale is the skeleton of the room, lighting is the soul. And nothing destroys the soul faster than a bad lighting. Lighting is not decoration. Lighting is atmosphere, the emotional temperature of your home. Cheap homes almost always rely on the same formula. One harsh ceiling light, cold blue-white bulbs, a single direction of illumination. And the result, a space that feels more like a hospital corridor than home. Luxury homes never depend on one light source. They create layers, soft gradients of light that makes the space feel warm, dimensional, and alive. Light should feel like it comes from everywhere, from the floor, from the walls, or from the furniture, not just from one lonely spotlight in the ceiling. When everything is lit from above, the room becomes flat, exposed, and emotionally cold. It creates the same visual effect as standing under supermarket lighting, bright but lifeless. Designers understand one fundamental truth: shadows are luxury. Shadows create depth. Depth creates mood. And mood creates that elevated, expensive feeling that you notice instantly when you walk into well designed space. A single ceiling light, cold white LEDs, harsh illumination, zero atmosphere, a room with no story, no mood, and no warmth. What about designer lighting? Table lamps that cast soft pools of light, floor lamps that lift the room visually, warm bulbs that make the skin tones and materials glow, indirect light that bounces softly off surfaces. Think of lighting as makeup of your home. Bad makeup exaggerates every flaw. Good lighting softens, highlights, flatters, and can make even inexpensive furniture look intentional and elegant. Most homes don't need new furniture, they need new lighting. So, you will definitely ask me, what is the quick fix? Turn off your ceiling light. Add a table lamp for warm site lighting. Add a floor lamp to anchor a corner. Use warm bulbs, 2070 Kelvin or 3000 Kelvin, the exact range designer use. The transformation will be instant. No renovation, no disruption, and of course, no big budget. Just better light, and suddenly everything feels more luxurious. Law 3. Flat materials looks fake. One of the fastest ways a home loses its luxury is through flatness. Cheap spaces have a very specific look. Everything is smooth, shiny, uniform, almost like the room is wrapped in a plastic and pretending to be something it's not. When every surface is glossy and reflective, the room starts to feel artificial. And artificial never reads as luxury. Luxury interiors, on the other hand, are built on texture. Texture is what makes your eyes slow down. It's what gives a space visual depth, softness, and character. Think of materials that naturally catch the light in a gentle, organic way. Wood with visible grain, linen or cotton with subtle texture, stone with natural variation, matte finishes that feel calm, not loud, surfaces that create soft shadows instead of harsh reflections. Flat spaces feel temporary, like they were put together quickly with shiny thing means to look new. Textured spaces feel thoughtful, grounded, and intentionally layered. The most common design mistake: glossy everything. Glossy tiles, glossy cabinets, glossy floors, and glossy furniture. The problem with shine is simple: it reflects light too aggressively, washing out all the depth in the room. Your surfaces start acting like mirrors instead of materials, and suddenly everything looks fake. Luxury isn't loud, luxury is subtle, and subtlety comes from materials that absorbs light rather than attack it. Cheap materials, high gloss MDF furniture, fake marble with printed repetitive veins, plastic finishes masquerading as modern, too much chrome or metallic shine. So, what about designer materials? Matte paint that feels calm and sophisticated, real wood or high quality wood texture, natural fabric like linen, wool, or cotton, stone or stone look surfaces with real depth and movement. These materials don't shout for attention. They create atmosphere. So, what is the quick fixes? You don't need to renovate your entire home. Even one textural change can completely shift how your space feels. So, as a designerist, I suggest try this. Add linen or texture fabric cushions to soften the room. Replace a synthetic rug with a wool or jute rug for natural grounding. Swap gloss accessories for matte finish decor. Introduce one natural element, a wooden bowl or stone tray or woven basket. Layer textures, fabric, wood, matte, soft lighting. Textures make things feel real, and real always feel expensive. Because in design, the moment your space stops feeling like plastic, it starts feeling like luxury. Law 4. Visual noise makes your home look confused. This is the classic Pinterest trap, and almost every home falls into it. Too many colors, too many styles, and too many objects fighting for attention. And the result is simple. Your space stops feeling designed and starts feeling noisy. Luxury isn't more. Luxury is clarity. When your eyes doesn't know where to rest, your brain interprets it as chaos. And chaos always reads as cheap. Designers know this, which is why they subtract before they add. Styling is not about filling a room. It's about curating it. Your space should give the impression of this was intentionally chosen, not this was collected over time with no plan. So, what is the cheap styling? Too many cushions, frames covering every surface, a mix of colors with no connection, styles blended without a clear direction. And here is the designer styling. Fewer, more meaningful objects. Strong, deliberate contrast. One clear story tying everything together. And here is the quick fix. Remove 30% of your decor. Immediately, your space will breathe. And instantly, it will look more expensive. Because clarity is luxury. And luxury isn't loud. It's intentional. Law 5. No design story, no soul. This is the biggest mistake of all. A home with no narrative. Most spaces don't look bad because of the items inside them. They look bad because of those items have nothing to stay together. You know the look. A sofa from one store. A dining table from another. Art discovered on Instagram. Lighting bought because it was on sale. Each piece might be beautiful on its own, but together there is no connection, no treat, no identity. Luxury homes always tell a story, not a complicated one, just a clear one. They commit to a feeling, minimal, modern, warm, bold, and soft. And of course, not all at once. Just one direction that guides every choice. Your home should answer one simple question. Who lives there? Not where did you buy this? When your space has a story, everything feels intentional. And intention is what gives a home its soul and makes it feel effortlessly luxurious. So let's wrap it up. If your home looks cheap, it's not because you failed. It's because nobody taught you these rules. Design is not about trends, it's about decisions. And now you know the laws. If this video made you rethink even one certain law, do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And now I want to ask you, which of these 5 design laws are you ready to consider first? I am Ceylan. This is the Designerist and I will see you in the next one. Until then, design smart, live better.